Saving your first $1,000 will not make you rich, but it can stop your life from feeling like it is always one bad day away from falling apart. For a lot of working adults, that is the first real financial turning point. When people talk about money goals, they usually jump to big numbers: 10,000, 100,000, retirement, investing, financial freedom. But the first $1,000 matters because it changes the way daily life feels. It changes the way small problems hit you. It changes the way you think when the car makes a strange noise, when the electric bill comes in high, or when a doctor visit shows up at the wrong time. Before that first $1,000, many people are not just low on money, they are low on room. Every surprise feels personal, because every surprise has to be absorbed by the same paycheck that is already carrying rent, food, gas, debt, insurance, and the normal costs of adult life. A small setback does not stay small when there is no cushion under it. That is why the first $1,000 is not mainly about math. It is about pressure. It is about panic. It is about finally creating a little distance between yourself and the edge. The first thing that changes is simple. You stop feeling like every week is an emergency. That low-grade stress that sits in the background all month starts to loosen. You still have bills. You still have responsibilities. But your mind is no longer reacting to every little expense like it is a threat. That matters more than people think. Constant financial stress makes people tired, impulsive, and short-sighted. It pushes bad decisions because survival mode always wants the fastest answer, not the smartest one. The second thing that changes is the role of debt in your life. Before you have any cash saved, small emergencies often get pushed onto a credit card, a buy now pay later plan, an overdraft, or a loan from someone close to you. A tire replacement becomes revolving debt. A prescription becomes another balance. A travel expense for a family situation becomes one more payment you have to carry into next month. The original problem might be $300. But after interest, fees, and stress, it ends up costing much more. That is where $1,000 starts to protect you. Not from everything, and not forever. But from the kind of everyday financial hit that usually knocks people backward: a dead battery, an urgent copay, a last-minute flight change, a leaking pipe, a missed shift because you got sick. When you can pay cash for a problem like that, the problem ends faster. It does not keep following you through the next 3 months. Think about a simple example. Imagine a woman named Rachel making a decent income, but living close to the edge because rent, food, gas, and minimum payments eat most of her check. Then one morning, her car needs a $600 repair. Without savings, that repair goes on a credit card. Then the minimum payment gets added to next month. Now next month is tighter, so groceries go on the card too. What started as one repair becomes a chain reaction. But if Rachel has $1,000 set aside, the same repair is still annoying, but it is not a financial crisis. She pays it, keeps going, and rebuilds. That difference is bigger than it looks. The third thing that changes is your confidence. Not fake confidence, real confidence. The kind that comes from knowing you can handle something without begging, borrowing, or panicking. People who have never had a cash buffer often underestimate how much financial insecurity changes their behavior. It makes them avoid opening apps. It makes them delay bills. It makes them ignore strange sounds in the car and hope nothing gets worse. It makes them keep saying yes to bad financial arrangements because they feel too exposed to say no. Once you save your first $1,000, you start to feel less trapped. You can breathe for a second. You can think before reacting. That matters in ways that do not show up on a spreadsheet. Calm people make better money decisions. Calm people are more likely to compare prices, negotiate bills, skip a desperate loan, or walk away from a stupid purchase. A small buffer buys time, and time improves judgment. The fourth thing that changes is how you see yourself. Up until that point, a lot of people secretly believe they are just bad with money. They tell themselves they can never get ahead, never save, never stay consistent. The first $1,000 breaks that story. It proves that even if progress is slow, it is possible. And that proof matters. Financial progress is not only built with dollars, it is built with evidence. Once you have evidence that you can set a target, protect it, and reach it, you stop seeing savings as something other people do. That mindset shift is powerful because it changes your identity from someone who is always recovering to someone who is building. Those are very different lives. The numbers may still be small, but the direction is no longer random. The fifth thing that changes is your ability to think ahead. Before savings, most financial decisions are about the next bill, the next due date, the next Friday. After your first $1,000, you can finally start looking past the next emergency. That is when bigger decisions start to become possible. You can think about paying off a specific debt faster. You can start a second savings bucket. You can plan for irregular costs like car registration, travel, or holiday spending instead of pretending they came out of nowhere. You can start making money choices with intention instead of exhaustion. Now, this does not mean $1,000 is enough for everything. It is not a full emergency fund. It will not cover a job loss or a major medical event. It is a starter buffer, not a finish line. But people dismiss it because it does not sound impressive. That is a mistake. The first $1,000 is powerful because it changes the pattern. It interrupts the cycle where every problem becomes debt and every debt becomes less room next month. If you are trying to get there, the path is usually less glamorous than people want. It often means a short season of being very honest, cutting a few subscriptions you barely use, pausing random online shopping, selling things you never touch, moving one automatic transfer to the day after payday, keeping your savings in a separate account so it is harder to raid, taking any extra cash from overtime, tax refunds, side work, or cash gifts, and pointing it at one target instead of letting it disappear. It also helps to stop thinking of $1,000 as one giant wall. Break it into smaller targets. First 100, then 250, then 500, then 750, then the full amount. Each step matters because each step increases stability. Even $200 can stop a small problem from turning into a payment plan. And if you reach $1,000 and then have to use part of it, that is not failure, that is the purpose. The goal is not to admire the money. The goal is to let it protect you when life happens, then build it back again. That is how real financial progress works. Not in one perfect run, but in repeated recovery with less damage each time. So, what really changes after you save your first $1,000? Your stress changes. Your options change. Your reactions change. Your sense of control changes. You are still working, still paying bills, still building. But you are no longer standing on the exact same financial cliff every single day. If you have not reached that number yet, make this your next target. Not because it sounds impressive, but because it changes the ground under your feet. Start today by finding one place where your money leaks every month and redirect that amount into a separate savings account. Then protect it. That first $1,000 is not wealth, but it is the moment you stop being easy to knock over.